a podcast appearance, Justin Fields talked about how he dislikes playing in the Chicago weather. Fields says, quote, "I feel way slower in that cold weather, so it's tough. You, of course, want to try and stay warm on the sideline, but it's hard to stay warm in that weather. I hope we just get a dome. I don't care if we're at Soldier Field, Arlington Heights, I hope we get a dome." Whew. Selfishly, I agree with Justin Fields, but man, Skip, do you like or have a problem with his comments?
Shannon Sharp, I got a big problem this.
I knew you would.
For Justin's sake. I covered the Bears in Chicago in the late 90s at the Chicago Tribune, but more important, I covered in the middle of the 80s, the 85 Bears run to the Super Bowl through the New York Football Giants and the Los Angeles Rams of one Eric Dickerson at Soldier Field. The greatest home field advantage in this league when they have good teams is home cold advantage, not in Green Bay, but in Chicago, because Chicago's weather is worse than Green Bay's to me, and I've experienced both because of the wind. It gets freezing cold, and it gets ridiculously windy coming off that lake. It's home cold advantage.
Yes.
It's part of the Bears' mystique. It's part of the fabric of the franchise is we will beat you in our weather. You have to come play in our weather.
Right.
And Justin's saying, I can't take this weather because I don't like it. I can't throw in the cold. No, Justin, that's who your franchise has been, and you have to embrace it as part of what makes you the Chicago Bears. You don't want to go inside.
Yeah. Even if that's the case, you never say that out loud.
That is true. You can't say it out loud.
The advantage that you have, Skip, is the weather. When you put a dome, you level the playing field. The one thing I want about home field, Skip, I don't want to level the playing field. I want to have somewhat of an unfair advantage, even if it's just mentally. Even if it's not physically, it's mentally, it's cold.
Because they have to play in it too, but they don't regularly play in it. They have to try to figure out how to play in it just for that one Sunday.
Exactly. Not only do you play in it, you've practiced in it. We practiced in the cold in Denver. When it was snow, I'd be like, I used to ask, I said, why the hell do we have a dome? Why we got a bubble? We don't ever go in it. No matter how cold it is,
that's true. That's a good point.
We're not going in it. Because Mike said, guess what? You're not going to be able to go in it on Sunday.
Okay. So as much as I admire what Justin Fields did, mostly with his legs last year.
Yeah.
He's a good thrower, but he's not a great thrower in football, not yet.
Yeah, he need to go talk to
Tom House. I agree.
Call Jalen Hurts.
Check it out. This is why. This is a smaller reason why I am such a Bryce Young fan that if I ran the Bears right now, I would have a really hard time passing up Bryce Young and letting him go to Indianapolis.
Well, hell, Skip, Justin Fields basically just said trade me. Because guess what? The weather ain't going to brighten up. No. It's not like all of a sudden it's about to be Miami.
And you said you wouldn't wish the Bears' offensive line on Bryce Young or maybe even that wind and cold on Bryce Young. But Bryce Young is special.
Oh, no question.
Bryce Young is a much better thrower of the football as we speak than Justin Fields is. So, to me, you risk a long-term nightmare if you let Bryce Young go somewhere else and light it up. You could have had him. You got the first overall pick.
Yeah, Skip.
But to do so, you would have to move Justin Fields.
Yes, you have. Skip, I just don't know how. Skip, the man said this out loud.
He did.
The weather's not going to change in Chicago.
I got it.
And then to have a guy that, and it's in his mind, Skip, he believes that he's slower in the cold weather.
The worst
he believes that he doesn't play as well in the cold weather as he do the warm weather.
He has a hard time throwing the football in the wind, okay? If you got the demons in your psyche, you're never going to defeat it.
Guess what?
You got to embrace it.
You have to understand. I mean, the Meadowlands, it's not easy, but the Giants quarterback figured a way. It's not easy to throw in Foxborough, but Tom Brady figured out a way. Yeah. And when that's your home, you find ways to like, okay, maybe I need to, change the arm angle a little bit when it's windy. Maybe there's, I need to drive the ball a little more when it's windy.
Yeah.
But you figured that out. Skip, I didn't tell nobody. Mike, I don't really like lining up on the left side to catch the ball out wide. Hey, I just go out there and just make do. Yeah, I like being on the right better. When you put me out wide, I felt better catching the ball out wide in the slot or outside the numbers on the right side.
Okay. Do you remember what happened to the New York Giants punter in '85 on the way to the Super Bowl? He tossed the ball to punt it, and it got blown sideways, and he whiffed.
Dipped it.
That's home field mystique.
Right.
That's what the Bears used to be, and Justin Fields wants no part of that.
Some things you just can't say out loud, Skip. You can think that. But I'm never saying that out loud.
If I'm the Bears, I'm sitting right there and I'm taking Bryce Young, and Justin Fields can go to the highest bidder.
Yeah, he absolutely can now, Skip, because like I said, last I checked, my mom's been in Chicago for about 60 years.
Wow.
She says it's always windy,
It's always windy.
especially in the winters.
I
And the
think
winters
that's
are
why they
brutally
call it-
cold.
They call it the Windy City.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, Skip. That's not a good look, Skip.
No.
That's not. I'm sorry, Justin. I think I think he can be really good, Skip. I really
can.
do. But this ain't it.
No.
Guys, two things can be true at the same time. I agree with you on the PR standpoint, but I went to grad school in Chicago, Medill, and Justin's right. That wind is brutal. All right. Travis Kelce, guys, how do you think he's going to fare with his new job hosting Saturday Night Live? This is going to be fun. We'll discuss when we come back.